All right, here we go. All right, welcome to your practice. Please take a comfortable seat and just settle in for a second. Start to breathe in and out through our nose. As you're breathing in and out through your nose, engage the belly muscles on the exhale. Just a little bit. Sometimes you might just be squeezing in with the belly muscles as you exhale. Or you might even think right at the end of the exhale, you squeeze a little more, like to really sort of get that sensation of emptying your lungs. Let's try that a couple times. Engage the belly muscles on the exhale. On the inhale, if you take your hands to your base ribs, so you take the ring of your index and thumb, and you place it down where you can, right near the base of your rib. So there's like right before the soft tissue of the waist kind of starts. You can feel the bottom of the ribs. And there's this umbrella-like shape called the diaphragm there. And when you inhale, your lungs expand, and ideally, the diaphragm moves down. The diaphragm moves down to make room for the lungs, for the air to enter the lungs. And then when you exhale, squeezing on the belly helps bring the diaphragm back up and expel the air out. You can kind of keep your hands there for a second as you inhale. Just consciously think about that diaphragm releasing downward so the belly expands. And on the exhale, squeeze the belly. So now we have two actions. You have something that you're conscious of on the inhale, and something that you're conscious of on the exhale. The diaphragm comes down in a little bit different shapes. Some of us can breathe with it a little bit easier. Sometimes you can breathe in one area of it easier than the other. Famous yoga teacher says it's actually really hard to get the right side of your diaphragm to move because you've got this giant liver organ under it, and it doesn't like to move as much as the other organs on the left side. I don't know if that's true or not, but he claimed it in his book. Now you're going to work on breathing into the back. So when you inhale and the diaphragm moves down, the back part of the diaphragm, near your kidneys, expands and relaxes. And then the same thing on the exhale. Squeeze the belly muscles in. And on the inhale, expand into the back of the diaphragm. You don't have to round your back. You don't have to change your spine. Just learning how to work with the body, to breathe in different ways, to become a dynamic breather. I bet you never thought when you were a kid that would be something you'd be working on for 75 minutes. How to become a dynamic breather. Let's try a couple more of that. Breathing into the back kidney area near the thumbs. Moving the diaphragm down in the back part of the diaphragm. And then exhale, bringing those belly muscles softly in. Good. Keep that breath going. Inhale, stretch your arms to the sky. Keep working that same breathing. Just keeping the arms in the air, keep breathing. Diaphragm moves down on the inhale. Belly muscles hug on the exhale. But place the hands on blocks or in front on the floor. Just kind of hang the head a little bit. Lean forward and same thing, breathe. Try to consciously think about that diaphragm moving down. And then exhale, pull the belly muscles in. And inhale, come back up. Let's reach up, grab your right wrist. Keep your elbows a little bent. And just pull the left elbow down. Keep working that same breathing. You feel how it's a little different as we sort of create a crescent or a tilt shape in the spine. Let's come back up. Let's change sides. Let's go to the other side. It's much easier to breathe onto the side that's being opened, and it's harder to breathe to the side in the diaphragm that's being contracted. Inhale back up. Press the hands down, open your throat, look up high to the sky. Keep breathing. And stretch through the front of your throat, tip of the chin up into the air. Good. Exhale, drop the chin. Now you can, in fact, sink the ribs back around the spine a little bit. Pull the belly muscles in and breathe. Good. Inhale back to neutral. Let's put our left hand on our right knee and twist. Inhale. Feel the diaphragm moving down as you inhale. And feel the belly muscles squeezing in as you exhale. Even if you can't really feel that in a conscious way, you think about it. You think about entering your mind into that awareness of the body. It will be achievable in time. As you twist to the other direction, breathe and feel the inhale moving the diaphragm down. On the exhale, belly muscles moving in. Back to center. Let's rock forward. Come to tabletop pose. Take a moment just to focus on your hands on the mat. Have your fingers spread or a little bit closer together, doesn't matter. You're going to lean back and press into the heel of your hand. As you press into the heel of the hand, slowly stretch the knuckle pads forward, and then slowly stretch the finger pads forward. Once the whole hand is down, come back to tabletop. Melt your rib cage and lift your chin high to the sky. Inhale. And then exhale, pull the belly muscles in and round your back. Inhale, melt the spine. Exhale, pull the belly muscles in and round your back. Now keep this going. Practice the breath work we've been working on, where the inhale also sends the diaphragm down, and the exhale pulls the belly muscles in. So we're adding the same breathing into the movement posture. See if it changes our awareness or our sensitivity in the pose. Just to keep your mental acuity sharp, we're going to reverse it. So as you inhale, you'll round your back like a dome. And as you exhale and melt your ribs, sink your spine, you squeeze the belly muscles. So inhale, puff the back, round the back. Exhale, melt the spine, lift the chin. It's reverse. Go back and forth. Keep it going. If you get it, no worries. Just breathe and move. If you can do it, now we add the breathing. Inhale, round the back, and you breathe into the diaphragm. Exhale, melt the spine, lift the chin, but squeeze the belly muscles. Find your pace, find your rhythm. A couple more. Good. Stretch your right leg back. And then lift the right leg up high into the sky. You can just keep that, or also put out your left hand. Keep a neutral spine, a long line from fingertip to toe. And concentrate on the breathing we've established. Inhaling pushes the diaphragm down. Exhale, pull the belly muscles in. Good, replace. Extend the left foot back. You can lift it up into the air, parallel to the floor. And or if, extend your right arm out. So crisscross. Breathe. Making the spine neutral here. We're not in the rounded, we're not in the sunken. Neutral spine. Breathing on the inhale into the diaphragm. And exhale, squeeze the belly. And replace. Separate your knees and sit your hips back. You can point the toe. Let's keep concentrating on our breath today. Very breath-centered so far in our practice. But there's an anatomical component to the breath. Remember that diaphragm is like an umbrella-like structure, lining the base of the rib cage. When you inhale, it moves down to make room for the lungs. There's lots of other benefits to having a diaphragm do this. When you exhale, you squeeze your belly muscles to help move the diaphragm back up. Good. Plank posture. Tuck your toes. Bring your shoulders over your hands again. Maybe realigning your hands like earlier. And lift the knees if you'd like. If you're going to keep the knees on the ground, that's great. You can just walk them back a little bit to a point that feels good to you. We're going to hold plank pose. We're going to try to engage our same breathing. Diaphragmatic breathing, so good for our lungs. It's good for our nervous system. It calms our nervous system. It's good for our organs. Gives our organs a massage. Promotes healthy blood flow to our organs. And most important, helps you make good, healthy bowel movements. Did anyone think I was going to say that? Downward facing dog pose. Good. Come on back down to kneeling and rise up, kneeling posture. You turn your palms to face forward. Let the chin hang just a little bit so your gaze is slightly down. Bring the chest up and breathe here. That same breath. Again, the diaphragm is like a lining across the mid-belly and mid-back. And it moves down on the inhale. And on the exhale, the belly comes in and lifts the diaphragm up. Sit back as you lift your arms up. And then exhale, come back up to kneeling mountain pose, we'll call it. Inhale, sit back. Arms come up. Exhale, lift up. Belly muscles in. 2 more. Focus on the breathing. Good. Step your left foot forward. You can use blocks near the front of your mat. Push into that front foot. You can walk the back knee back any amount. Press down through your front foot. Press down through your back foot. Breathe here as you stretch now your hips, your chest, and your chin forward. And then maybe up. Good. From here, you can keep your hands where they are. Just pull your hips back. As you pull your hips back, lift your front toe, runner stretch. Rock back into that lunge. Create those same actions, but concentrate on the breathing more. Keep breathing. We're not moving at a pace where you can do one move, one breath. You want a constant awareness of your breath, even as you hold these poses. Good. On the exhale, slide back, but keep breathing in the runner stretch. I like to peel the front toes back as I press the heel down. Good. Rock forward and then step that foot back. Let's change sides by bringing the right foot forward. Press into that front foot evenly and bend your front knee. Once you press into that front foot, stretch the hips, the chest, and the chin forward and maybe up. But don't forget to concentrate on breathing. This same breath cue we've been working on all class. Good. Exhale, pull back into runner stretch, nice and slow. As you keep deepening your awareness of your belly, of your deep core, your attention goes there. Most of our time, our attention is all in our head. It's in our eyes, it's in our voice, it's in our thoughts. But you're starting to pay attention to just this deep part of your core, this deep belly. Come back forward to that lunge again. You can actually start to feel in time that your awareness, your sense of awareness will shift. that you grow more conscious of this deep belly center. So the effects are that your thoughts will start to quiet down. You might feel like you have a little more spaciousness in your mind as you focus on a deeper sense of center. One more time, sit back into that runner's lunge. Concentrating your attention and focus on this belly breath action. And then lean forward and step it back to your plank pose we were just doing a moment ago, either on the knees or with straight legs. Position your shoulders over your hands and breathe here. Inhale, pressing the diaphragm down towards the organ body. On the exhale, pull the belly muscles in. Good, downward facing dog pose. Walk it forward, forward fold. Inhale, come all the way up. Exhale, hands to your heart. Bend your knees. And inhale, stretch the arms to the sky. Exhale, hands to your heart. Straighten your legs. Inhale, bend your knees. Arms go to the sky. Exhale, straighten the legs. Hands to your heart. A couple more like that. Inhale, concentrate on the breathing. Good. On the next inhale, bend into your right leg and then lift your left knee up as high as it'll go. And then exhale, step it back into high lunge. So your hands come to the mat or to the blocks, and your toe comes to the floor. Squeeze the inner knees toward the midline. And step forward. Plant down through your feet. Inhale, come up. Exhale, hands to your heart. Inhale, bend your knees, arms up. And lift your right knee as high as it'll go. Keep bending your left knee. And then exhale, step it back. Come into a high lunge where the hands are on the ground or the blocks. Back leg is behind you. Looks good. Keep breathing the breath we've been working on, focusing on your belly center. And squeeze the inner knee without collapsing the knee, right? You're just sort of squeezing your inner thigh muscles towards the midline. Good. Step forward. Plant the feet. Inhale, rise up. Exhale, hands to your heart. Inhale, chair pose. Root the right leg, lift up the left knee as high as you can, and then step it back, lunge. Breathe here, squeeze the midline with your legs. And step forward. Plant your feet, bounce over your feet. Inhale, rise up. Exhale, hands to your heart. Inhale, chair pose. Plant your left, lift your right as high as it'll go, and then step it back. Breathe. Squeeze the midline. Step forward, plant your feet. Inhale, rise up. Exhale, hands to heart. One more set of this. Inhale, chair pose. Plant your right, lift your left. Exhale, step it back. Hug the midline with your inner thighs. Focus on your breathing. It's not easy to stay conscious of it the whole time. Step forward. Plant your feet. Inhale, rise up. Exhale, hands to your heart. Inhale, chair pose. Root the left, lift the right. Exhale, step back. Squeeze the midline with your inner thighs. Keep breathing. And step forward. Inhale, come up. Hands to your heart. Good. Interlock the fingers behind the head. Press the head against the hands and slowly slide your chin up. Breathe here. Pull back on the elbows as well as your shoulders at the same time. Exhale, release your hands down. You can look down if that feels good on your neck. Inhale, bring the arms back up, interlock the fingers. Looking straight out ahead and then turn the head in the pocket of the hands to look at your right elbow. Pull your elbows apart without breaking the interlock. If this hurts your shoulder, you're going to keep your hands separated like this so the elbows are a little lower and you get the same effect on the neck. Good. Look back to neutral. Bring the hands down. That's the exhale. Inhale, come up. Turn, look to the left. Breathe as we've been working. Good. Exhale, bring the hands down. Look down if you want. Slide the hands down the legs. Forward fold. Inhale, stretch your chin or crown forward, flat back. Place the hands down, downward facing dog. We're just transitioning here. You can go to tabletop or child's here. Then inhale, come to a plank. Exhale, knee. And then all the way down to the earth. Roll your shoulder blades into your back, onto your spine. Inhale, come up. Stay up, squeeze your belly muscles on the exhale. Inhale, broaden your chest and collarbones. Exhale, squeeze the belly. 2 more breaths here, holding your cobra. Exhale, release it down. Take your arms out like wings. Inhale, lift your shoulders, chest and crown, and your legs. Keep your knees straight if you can. Breathe. The same breath we've worked on all class. Locust pose. Press down, push up, and go back to downward dog. Step your left foot forward to the front of your mat. And turn your back foot down. Balance over your feet. Inhale, rise up, warrior one pose. Warrior one, you're gonna bring your hands to your hips and square your body to the front of the mat. Bring your hands to your low back. Notice the low back likes to kind of arch in a lot in this pose. It kind of curves in. And that might be just what your body needs. We're going to bring our hands up to the ribs, those base ribs. Thumbs are in the back. And breathe. So the thumbs feel like there's an expansion when you breathe. When you exhale, you squeeze your belly muscles. So that back isn't completely arched. It goes in a little bit. It is holding you upright after all. But you're softening and breathing in the back of the diaphragm. A couple more. Good. You're going to transition however you want. You could step forward to mountain or step back to downward dog. And then we'll have our right foot forward for the second side. Square the body. The back foot's like about 45-degree angle. Hands up the base ribs. Feel the thumbs. You're trying to breathe and let that back area get expanded a little bit. So calming. Your adrenal glands are right near there. And as you put your adrenal glands under stress, that contraction, they can get fatigued. So part of this posture right now is to relax into that mid-back area. Let your breath open up that space. Calm the adrenal gland. Good. Step forward to the front of your mat. Mountain pose. This pose, by its nature, tends to narrow this part of your back. We're just going to do the same pose, but we're going to concentrate on relaxing through that area. So press the hands against the side of the thighs. When you breathe, the diaphragm moves down a little bit, especially in the back. On the exhale, squeeze the belly. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, bow. Inhale, flat back. And hold your flat back pose. And concentrate on this breathing idea. Filling in the mid-back area just a little bit. You're not rounding your spine. You're using the breath. And then exhale, squeeze up the belly. Good. From here, position over the left foot. Lift up your right leg nice and high. And then drop that foot way back, warrior two. Bring the arms up. Press down through your feet. Push out through your front knee. Try to feel the energy going down through your back leg as well, going through the knee joint into the foot. But don't forget to breathe into that kidney area. And then squeeze in at the belly area. Good. Let's take a windmill with our backhand all the way back to the blocks or to the front of your mat. Step forward. Inhale, flat back pose. Hold it and breathe into the kidneys. Remember, it's not about rounding your back to expand that area so much as that the breath moves the diaphragm and the back of the diaphragm. And on your exhale, you squeeze your belly muscles. Keep that, lift your left leg up nice and high. Then the standing leg, drop that leg back, warrior two. So this stance is much longer. We're turned out. Press through your front foot. Press through your front knee. Send energy down through the back leg, through that knee joint. As you remember the breath work. Good. Hands on the blocks or the front of the mat. Step forward. Inhale, come up. Hands to your heart. Stretch your right arm out. Put the left hand on your crown. Let your head fall to the side. Breathe here. Come back up. Let's put the right hand on the head, left arm down now. Second side. Inhale back up. Look up at the sky. Stretch the chin long. Try to relax. You could talk, you could sing. In this position, you stretch the chin long up to the ceiling. Practice the breath work. Relax your throat. Exhale, bow. Inhale, flat back. And then step back to your plank pose again. Keep breathing methodically. And release tension. Even when the poses are challenging, release tension through this breath work. Breathing into the diaphragm, or if you can be that specific, breathing into the back of the diaphragm. If not, just thinking about the diaphragm is more than enough. Moving downward on the inhale. And on the exhale, pulling at the navel area, in. Next exhale, lower down. Inhale, curl up with the chest, lift the legs as well, the locust pose. And relax down. Grab the front edge of your mat with your right hand. Roll onto your right hip. Try to bring your elbow straight back. We're along a little bit of an angle from your hand. Flex. What's the option one? Flex your right foot and put your left foot, step your left foot to the middle of your mat. So your knees up in the air. And then push down with your left foot. Push down with the outer edge of your right foot. Lift your hips up. Forearm plank. Supported with the top leg. And we practice our breathing. Now, if your hips were down, you could maybe have to bring that back like a little closer to you to get your hips up higher. Good, lower down. One thing I want to show here, the bottom leg, you are pressing this part of your foot against the floor. So the bottom leg, you're pressing this part of your foot, the pinky edge. And it helps to sort of kung fu, if you can imagine, this is my foot, right? It's gonna be easier this way, right? So my leg, this would be my leg. This is my bottom leg. What happens is that the ankle starts to roll in. What you wanna do is you wanna flex the pinky edge back, almost like you're pushing the big toe side of the foot. Right, so the pinky edge is like that. I'm gonna try to do this closer so you can see the action a little bit easier. So this is my bottom leg. I'm gonna press the pinky edge down into the floor and I'm pulling it towards me. So the, can't see that there, can you? And I'm pressing the big toe side away from me. So it's like I'm flexing my feet. And that allows me to lift my leg and stabilize the muscles on the underside of my leg much more clearly. So if you're stand up really quick and you can feel it. Press the inseam of your foot, the big toe and the inner heel down. And it's almost like you try to lift your pinky toe and lift that whole edge, the whole outer edge of your leg up. It doesn't have to move a lot. It's not really going to move a lot. What happens is your ankle joint is what really changes. Whoops. The ankle joint, let me see if I can show it in the camera, is going to hollow here as opposed to sickle. A lot of people do this pose, the ankle's sickling because this is wanting to collapse. But the down foot is lifting, this edge is lifting up, and that creates a lot of stability all along the outer part of the leg. Let's try it. So other side. Left hand holds the mat. Elbow and forearm are pressing down. So now the left pinky edge of your foot kind of grabs the mat and you push with the big toe side of the foot away from you. Then straighten the leg. And you can, if you want, you have the right leg stepped in front. This action of pressing out through the inner foot and drawing back of the outer foot is what supports the muscles to lift into the pose. A little bit of that was a public service announcement to make lifting your hips easier. Now we return to our regular scheduled program of diaphragmatic breathing. Good, come on down. We're gonna do one more round on each side. So put the right hand down again. This time if you want, you can, that top foot can step to the middle of your mat. A little bit more access that way. Or you'll keep your feet stacked. And we press out through the inner foot. We draw back on the outer foot. Inhale, lift your hips up. Breathe. Keep that action present. That outer ankle is muscularly strong and active, not sickling or rounding. Good. Lower down whenever it feels right to you. And last round, last side. Flex those feet. Draw the outer edges back. If you want, you step the top foot forward for balance and support. And we lift up. Here we focus on our diaphragmatic breathing and squeezing the belly muscles on the exhale. Good. Lower down. And press back, child's pose. Relax the feet. Breathe into the back of the kidney on the inhale. This breath is designed to bring you into a deeper sense of center. For most of us, our center is in our heads. Our eyes, our ears, our voice, our thoughts, they're all located there. Most of our daily lives. We eat food. Most of that food is spending its time in the belly, but we really love concentrating on that food when it's in our mouth. Then we like to forget about it. Deeper sense of center in the belly. So much of your vital function is happening there. And the yogis, the masters, believe that you could dwell there. If you could dwell in your belly, that you would have a sense of fullness, sense of grounded completeness would arise. And that the mind would actually start to feel open and empty. Instead of congested with excessive thought. Place the hands down, go to downward dog. We're just going to transition here from our downward dog. Walk it forward to forward fold. Bounce over your feet and inhale, come up. Stretch the arms up, lift your chin up nice and high. Lengthen the hands up nice and high. Keep breathing. Good, and relax. Please go to a wall or a ledge for balancing if you'd like. You're going to shift into your right foot and bring up your left foot in your left hand. You can hold the foot or the ankle behind you. So your right hand, the wall or the chair will be directly in front of you, at least arm's distance. Rest your hand like that. Try to bring your knees closer towards each other before you really engage the stretch. Some of us might find a stretch just doing that. I do, I feel a stretch on my outer quadricep. Flex the foot. It's actually the same action we did earlier, so you can actually feel that inner pocket of the ankle. This is the outer pocket of the ankle. Focus on your breathing. Again, trying to drop the diaphragm, particularly in the back if it's available to your body. And squeezing on the exhale. And then start to kick back. As you kick the foot back, reach the other hand forward. If you've got a wall or something there, you can't go forward, go up with that hand. Keep breathing. Keep focusing on breathing into the back body, breathing into the diaphragm, while staying centered over your foot. And relax. Stay in that breath state. Stay in the breath. Even though the pose is changing, the body's changing shape, the breath has done the same thing all class. Let's hold the other foot, right foot. Left hand goes out to something, maybe it's just the air. And we start with just being in the pose, bringing the knees close together and finding our breath work. Existing in the breath work. If you so choose, if you want to take the pose further, you can send the foot back and the left hand forward in opposition. But stay over the left foot. Stay in the breath work. Inhale back up and relax. Be easy to lose our attention, and sometimes we're losing our balance because our body is struggling. Sometimes we're losing our balance because our mind is checking out. You stay with the breath work as one constant. It can help keep your focus. That's what the wall can be there for, to make sure that it's not the body that's losing balance, that we work on the mind learning how to maintain balance. This time to put the right hand on the wall if you're going to use the wall, and bring your left foot up into tree posture. And we concentrate on the same thing. Breathing, diaphragmatic breathing, and pulling in at the navel on the exhale. Learning to dwell our attention in this space. You can sustain this. You have created for yourself a practice of meditation, a way to get out of excessive thinking, a way to get out of outward, sense-oriented experience, and to just dwell with your inner sensitivity, your inner knowing. Once that door is opened, a whole new world emerges. Learning how to dwell inwardly. In the Yoga Sutras, they call this practice a pratyahara, to turn inward. There's many ways to do it. We're doing it by focusing on how our inner anatomy is affected and can affect our breathing. Let's switch sides. If you're using the wall, you'll put your left hand on the wall, off to your left side, and bring up the right foot into your tree pose. And then again, just concentrate, breathing, diaphragm flows down. On the exhale, belly muscles draw in. Learning to dwell there in a deeper sense of center, in an act of turning inward. Good, release that leg. Let your head grow heavy, just like you're almost like you're looking straight down at your toes. Try to relax the back of your neck here. Don't let the shoulders slump forward. Just let the shoulders hang naturally. So the back of the neck grows long. Keep the breathing we've been working on all class. And just take your left ear a little more towards your left shoulder. And take your right ear toward the right shoulder, other side. Back to center. Inhale, stretch that chin up long again, one more time. Opening the front throat. Keep breathing. Keep the breath natural and calm. You can talk, you could whistle, you could sing. I don't know if you can whistle, I've never done that. Yep, you can still whistle. Separate the feet any amount as you come back and start to lower down into a squat. Come to kneeling pose, but stay upright. In your kneeling pose, take your thumbs to that spot we've been talking about. You can actually start like we talked about last week, Jim. You can start with the thumbs low and sort of encourage the thumbs to go in and up. So you're starting more at the hips, in and up. Then you might walk the thumbs up. So they're more where we've been working on today, the kidney area. And that, the breath kind of sinks back into those thumbs. So the lower thumbs go in and up. And the upper thumb position where the kidneys are, that goes back. You can either do two things. You can lift up with your chin and just call it a day and breathe. Or you can start to take your shoulders back as well. Keep breathing. Remembering the inhale. And remembering the exhale. Sit back. Relax out of the pose. Let's do one more back bend like that at a level that works for your body. Okay? So you don't actually have to lean back at all. You can just look up like we worked on all class. Thumbs start at the low center like we did last week. And those thumbs kind of help guide the muscles in and up to help give you a strength in your back to back bend on. Then we actually move our thumbs up to the mid back. And here those thumbs feel the effect of the diaphragm breathing and staying calm. We're not pushing back, we're just breathing calmly in our back. And now you can do two things. You can just lift your chin and or explore sending your shoulders back.
Keep the breath work alive. Choosing a variation of the pose that you can be in, experience the benefits. Having a relaxed nervous system in a back bend.
Good. Sit your hips back, release your neck. Keep the toes tucked if you want to get a stretch on the sole of the foot. Place the hands down, and you'll move your left knee forward as you move your right knee back towards a pigeon posture. Any version of pigeon that works for you today, staying upright or bowing forward. Once again, concentrate on our same breath work we've done all class. There's only one instruction happening, even as the poses change dynamics. On some level, this practice is about training the diaphragm to calmly breathe under different forms of stress. We're putting our body under different forms of stress, different forms of mobility. Then you go live your life and you do the same thing. Train your diaphragm to breathe calmly under different forms of stress. This one-pointed focus focusing on these actions of our breath mechanics is called dharana. And it complements, it works in tandem with our other idea of turning inward. Turning inward, pratyahara, and then honing that inwardness into a single point of focus. How nice this would feel on our minds, should we be able to accomplish it. Let's change which leg is in front. Don't forget to breathe and concentrate on your breathing as you transition. Good, roll onto one side. Swing both feet around to the front of your mat. Let's line our backs. Place your feet flat on the floor. And then walk, or kind of heel toe the feet wider so the knees can drop in towards each other. You can rest your hands on your belly. Try to relax your low back with your mind, with your focus, with your attention. Thinking about the diaphragmatic breathing. And gently hugging at the belly on the exhale. Bring the feet back in. And let's drop both knees over to your right. You can put your right hand on top of the knee. Turn your gaze out to the left. Breathe in the twist.
take your left hand and with your fingers kind of massage that middle low back, right where the base rib is in the back. This area we've been taking our attention to all class. Bring it back up to center. And then when you're ready, drop your knees over to the second side. Put your left hand on it, on the knee. With your right hand, gently hold the kidney area, middle low back. Receive the breath low in your deeper center. With enough sustained attention, you can almost dwell there. You can almost abide from this center. People think that this gut actually has an intelligence to it. You ever had a gut feeling or a gut reaction? You heard this saying, trust your gut. People attribute intuition to this area. You ever had butterflies in your stomach? People sometimes think that the conscience dwells in this area. Learning to have a deeper awareness of it. There's lots of health benefits to your digestion, circulation, immune system. There might be some other ones too, though. This psychosomatic emotional component. The dropping and dwelling into this deeper center. Bring the legs back up and take the knees to your chest. If there's one more final pose that you want to take for yourself, go ahead right now for a few breaths. And slide the legs out whenever you feel ready. The toes will just naturally fall open. Let the arms drop open, or today, for this practice, you could even rest the hands on the belly. Forget about the practice, the breath work. But maybe it just feels natural now to breathe low and in the body in a deeper sense of center.
Stretch your body. And take a comfortable seat when you're ready. Thanks for practicing. Namaste.